Yo, yo, what's up, everybody? DP in the house, bringing you guys a DUPLEXITY stream. Okay, this is the first time we're doing a DUPLEXITY stream, so I'm really excited. Especially excited because I personally think DX is going to be the kind of the future of Boom Beach, so I'm going to be probably bringing a lot more kind of DUPLEXITY type content. So pretty excited. Today we are going to be doing an Angry Monkeys feature, doing kind of a Beast Breezy type of layout and format, and just to kind of show you guys where we are. Angry Monkeys, you're right now 3 ops from perfect force points. Currently number 15 on the leaderboard, so we should be the next task force, hopefully hit perfect force points. Fingers crossed that we do. Our last op was going to be, our perfect force points op is going to be rolled on Sunday, so this is the op after remote hack ends and after new sets of tribes, so it'll all depend on the roll and how we work together. But I'm sure we can get it. And we've been at kind of perfect force points or perfect 100% DX for I think like 4 months now. So it's been really awesome to see monkeys grow, learn DUPLEXITY. When I first took over, I think we were at like 75% DUPLEXITY win rate, and now we've been at 100% for a long time. So, what's up, Kimi? What's up, Barash? Both of these guys are in Angry Monkeys. Can you guys let me know how the sound is? I am using new headphones, using my AirPods, not my normal plugins. So I'm hoping sound quality is a little bit better, and that you guys can hear music. Nothing's like blasting away and everything like that. So let me know in chat if you guys can hear it okay and hear everything, hear like the Boom Beach sounds and everything okay. So. I have a boat. No, fuck it. What's up, Mad Squads? Alright, so we have a really cool lineup of hits for you guys today. We'll show you kind of hits from 4 or 5 of our ops, and let's pull up our list here. So we've got Beast hits and Trinity hits from every single op to show you, and then we'll also show you kind of some like remote hack fun hits. You can see our op during the remote hack ops are like pretty much all unboosted hits. We get them in like 32. This one could have gone down in under 25, and same with this one. So it's been kind of interesting how easy remote hack makes, and it's lots and lots of fun. So let's go ahead and get started. So first up, I'll kind of also on this stream talk through some strategies for different bases. I don't think we have every base rolled in these 5 ops, so I don't think we have like motherboard, for example. So I won't show motherboard, but I'll also kind of walk through a little bit of step-by-step kind of strategy and how you should hit, just because people have been curious about learning. We've started that DUPLEXITY collections chat, so people can learn flare points and where to walk and how to hit bases and general strategy. So I'll also leave that for this stream and kind of future DUPLEXITY streams, so people have that to reference. Alright, so let's start with how about some Jawline hits. So firstly we have Null on Jawline. So Jawline kind of looks like this. Usually, pause it real quick. Usually this laser is not here. So I'm not sure if you guys can see my taps, but that laser is usually not here. And then typically these rocket launchers under 4 aren't here. But typically you'll get that, and opens will be like a couple hacks plus clearing some beach. And then what you want to end up doing is trying to figure out what you should be farting, make shots okay. So like typically we'll fart this rocket launcher back here so we can save a shock if we're going to clear. And then what you also want to do is learn how to clear behind these pores right here. So there's ways, even when there's simmos, keep brick alive and clear all these rocket launchers and lasers and shock blasters. And that way you can essentially clear these top right rocket launchers and all the shield gens plus some of the core all in one hit. So that's kind of the general base strategy for Jawline. What's up, Vel? What's up, Dr. Evil? Nice to see some monkeys join the chat. Alright, so let's check out Kunal's hip. He is one of my co-leaders in monkeys and has been super, super active. He's also the leader of Angry Pitbulls, who does 25 million MA. And he has been he likes to do like 7-3 type statues, doing lots of hacking hits. So great for Jawline, great for Deja Vu, for Harmony, and also for Spine. Alright, so let's watch his hit. Oh, nice. I didn't know OP was streaming at the same time, too. That's where everybody is. No worries. Alright, so Kunal is going to hack these 2 shock launchers. So he's going to do a double hack here. So Duplexity, it's not really that different from Forlorn Hope. The only main difference, I would say, and I think people really have like in their heads that it's so much different. It's really not. There's just a lot more clearing hits. So one of the things that you have to kind of learn is how to hack. So I'll hack those 2 shock launchers, and then he clears up and hacks these 2 shock launchers, or 2 rocket launchers. He actually had a little bit of an issue on this next hit because for some reason having 2 rocket launchers hit at a mortar marks it more than the art. So he didn't get these rocket launchers, all the rocket launchers down, but 6 hacks for an open is excellent. He's out of range here for clearing the beach. So, great open from Kunal over here with 5 hacks. And then you see how he does some like Zuka grins over here? Usually we'll do some Zuka grins to start clearing beach. Clear the frontline defenses, and then there's usually some like machine guns in the back. And then he'll also fart whatever we pick to fart as well. So just a little bit. I don't think it's lagging, I think I'm just talking too fast. Because I know what the hits look like. So I gotta stop talking so fast. Alright. So Kunal over here, he's gonna be able to fart this rocket launcher back here. Well, because all 5 of these are in one shot, so we typically like to BART that one to save that one shot. So he cleared the world on this Jawline over here. I'll actually just show a couple more jawline just so you can see kind of how we clear behind core. So you can see Kunal did a few hacking hits clearing beach. I'm going to actually show one of my breezies. I just did this hit when I was waking up. So never ever actually hit when waking, right after waking up. But this will be a good one for you guys to see kind of the strategy for how to get behind core. Speed this up just a little bit. So because of this laser on the beach, I've flared slightly differently than how I'd normally flare. But it still works in terms of like just trying to make sure all my troops get back there. So you can see now I'm kind of behind the rocket launchers, and now I want to like usually flash something, but I completely forgot my shock points and forgot the rocket launchers back there. And then when I do realize that I left the rocket launchers, I completely missed the shock. So, that's a DP Breezy back there. But that's kind of how you go about clearing behind the cores. Usually it takes about 2 hits first though to clear behind the cores, and then you can start getting the shield gems. Alright, so first feast hit and first breezy hit on our op from 4 days ago. Let's see, maybe I will show Spine next. So, op. So I really like to hit Spine. Spine kind of is my inappropriate word. So typically Spine will look kind of like this, but there's going to be a lot more rocket launchers and random crap. So for the open, we'll typically do kind of like a hacking type hit, and then do like a grind and Bart, and then we do some like bullet runs. So I'll show the open just so you can see that. Actually, I'll show the hacks and then speed it up. So typically you'll have these 4 rocket launchers and you want to hack it. What's up, Angry G? Then, after you finish hacking, this is the fun part. You just grind the beach, and sometimes we'll use bombers now, Gramps, and then you Bart. So I won't show the rest of this hit, but this is kind of like the normal layout, and then we do a lot of bullet hits to clear around this left core, and then on the right core you do some hack hits. So, hey JL, thanks for joining. Alright, so I'm going to actually show the hit that I want to show now, which is kind of my Spine bullet clear hit. He says he's hung over. Okay. What's your drink of choice, Angry G? Alright, so one thing to note is typically you don't want to eat cells when you're clearing the left core. I'm taking just a few because right core is pretty easy. But typically that's not the usual strategy. You usually want to save right core for the cells for the right core hitter. So they walk nice and straight in a straight line when you flare from the cells. And then you do a shocked bullet hit. to clear everything at 9 o'clock. He says his drink of choice is tequila and Corona, but he's not from Mexico. Very nice. I had a tequila tasting when I went on my cruise, and learned so much about like different kinds of tequila and like how they make it and like blue agave. Very interesting. I didn't know so much about tequila and blue agave before. Alright, so through this kind of bullet hit, everything over here kind of gets protected by bullet, and so you just need to shock the stuff on the right core that doesn't get taunted. So here I was able to clear quite a few of the rocket launchers, the shock launcher, and the fly. What's up, HR? Oh, I hope HR stays on until I get to show his hit. I forced him to do a hit yesterday that was a GS base when he hopped into monkeys. He did quite well at it. So. Alright, so this is one of our beast hits, and after you do kind of the left side core 9 o'clock hit, typically you'll do some sort of bullet hit again for finishing the left core. And that's when you start the right core. Typically these mortars here are rocket launchers, so you kind of get into like a safe zone and do like 5 or 6 shots. Alright. That's also a general overview of spine. I'll give these kind of general overviews of the bases, and I'm going to stop doing that and just show you guys hits. I want to get you guys to get bored. Alright. Also want to do Runway, so we'll show Runway as a base. I'll show you guys the opening by Bruiser. Here's the hit here. This is kind of how a runway looks. They'll usually have lasers on both sides and rocket launchers. So what we like to do is kind of be like, alright, for each core, what's a good number of, like what's the least amount of shots? And then that's kind of what side we'll pick for rushing. And then usually we do 2 setup hits to get the shield gem so we can hack and reduce shots. So that's usually the play for Runway. So you'll see Bruiser here. He's hacking these rocket launchers on the beach to make it easier to clear. And then he's also hacking this rocket launcher on the right because that range gets into the Gren range for when you want to clear your shield gems. And so open, typically you'll use some sort of combination of like Zuka Grams and now like Zuka Grams and maybe Grams to clear. I've actually never really been able to clear everything in one unless it's a low health. But I do know some of the Turtles guys used to be able to, like Tuchach and whatnot used to be able to do these no problem. So I'm still working on this as kind of like one of mine to improve on. But you see the shock blaster here? You'll actually have about 5 boats of Grens, 4.5 boats of Grens that will stay out of this shock blaster range. So that's kind of what we do to clear Runway. So I'm not going to show too many rushes, but there's also some things to learn from kind of keeping vertical and constant. So this layout has 1 symbol on each side. Sometimes you'll have 0 symbols and sometimes you'll have 2 symbols. So in order to keep vertical alive, there's kind of different strategies that you use. So I'm going to actually show one of Big's hits on Runway, because he was actually very, very good at keeping vertical alive. So Big is a leader in Jawline. He's been kind of interested in Plexi, so I've been trying to get him to do Plexi hits for rushes, because he typically actually is a hero, I would say. So. See how he landed. Wasn't the perfect landing, but the brick time was perfect. The landed brick when the Dukas got to this second line right here of cleared cells. The demo range. Demo is Dukas and not brick. So he's able to have brick protected by all these low health little girls. And a little safe spot now. And does a few shots. So, when there's two signals, you need to land a little bit earlier where like you're on this first line of defenses. But which want to also show it's actually really not too hard to keep Brick alive when it comes to signals. So as the Forlorn Hope bases have more protos like waivers and signals and stuff, I'm hoping that you can also share some tips for how to walk past waivers. Okay. And next up, I'll show Harmony. Sorry, I missed whoever was requesting for info. Okay. Let's do Harmony. I'll show the open just so you can see. Harmony was not on this one. Okay. Alright, so I'll show Wing. Dr. Evil on the wing. I'll also kind of show you guys what the base looks like before people hit it. So this is what wings will kind of look like, except these machine guns are all rocket launchers. So typically, you'll use a hit to clear left shield gens and top shield gens over here. And then you actually don't ever want to really clear these shield gens by the lower core. And use one shot to clear the lower core. These shield gens you want for when you rush. So we'll actually go through some of that in these hits that we have later on the stream. So. Alright. We're ready for a Breezy. Alright, so Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil is our newest leader of Angry Evils. Our 25 man teams during the Dead End. This one called one of our pinning teams. Mr. Evil over here. Looks like he's going up for top shield gens. Alright, so what's up online? Oh my god, oh my god! Oh my god! I hadn't seen this hit yet! Died too, first shot. Oh! got a Breezy. I should have given a disclaimer that all sound effects will be made by not by any mechanic. So, yeah, drop a fart bomb. Oh man. I think we gotta watch that again. Alright, so here's the right mind. And these shield gems are kind of like humble pie, like top and left shield gems from time to time. So it's always like one shot. Now in all its glory, it's slow-mo. That is what it's called. And no smoke. Putting things together right. Oh man. Poor guy. Alright, so those are all the hits from this up. Sometimes you're streaming in shoebox? I don't know what shoebox means. Is it still echoey? I can't tell. I tested it earlier and it wasn't echoey. So let me know if you think it's still echoey. Alright, so you guys have seen now Winged, Jawline, and Runway. So we'll show a couple more apps, more hits, and then we'll kind of do some remote hackathon. I need to figure out where this harmony hits are. So. Dr. Evil said you did that twice. I don't know. It was just that good. Okay. Alright, so since we're just on wings, I will show you guys also another strategy for wings. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It looks okay on my end. It might just be because my house is kind of all like hardwood floors and everything, so there's nothing to like capture the sounds. So that might just really be it. Because I've like tested all sorts of different things and I can't really fix it. So. I don't think I have. Do I have I don't have YouTube up, so it can't be that. Okay, so these shield gems were about 210k if I remember. So typically, typically we'd like to hack this shock launcher, this rocket launcher, this shock launcher, and this rocket launcher. So 4 total hacks to clear lower core. So that's usually a 7-3 hit. Sometimes what we do is when the shield gems are low-ish in health, we either use partial boats, Zuka, and then grind on the right side, or we hack on the right side to help the lower core clear. So for this one, one-shot timing, and then a quick land on Sparky. So the reason why I clear this flamethrower is because I want to get in range of both these rocket launchers, both the shock launchers and the rocket launchers, because if I just flared, like hack flared from the beach, like I would only be in range of one. I wouldn't be able to double hack it with like for sure. So that's why I flare the flamethrower, because then I get a few tiles higher, and I'm definitely in range. And double hack, and then clear mine to the next setup. So that's kind of one of the two strategies for winged. Alright. Next up, I'll show some more winged hits. So if you guys didn't know, we also have Bill Zugan, who's also Zil, former Turtles. Now playing on Monkeys, I think he's getting back in the swing of things, and also Angry Boogans. So big shout out to Angry Boogans for hitting #1 in 71 days. They've been on an awesome run. I think they're at like 34% completion rate for 10 MA now, which is like insane. Like insane. So big shout out to Angry Boogans. Alright, so he is going to do a grind clear lower core. You can see all the shield gens are down. So typically we like to just clear underneath the lower core so that we can rush both cores in one. So he's hacking this shock launcher because the shock launcher is in range of like when we want to grind. Starting, I'm gonna speed it up. It seems like a boring hit, but it's very, very important. So you see how he's flares the core, and then shocks the shock blaster. And then, see how he flares this waver? Not the flame. Never ever the flame, always the waver, because that helps with clearing the symbols back here, and this machine gun, which saves the shock on core. So when you do it on both sides, it saves 2 shocks on core. And you guys will see why we want these symbols down, because they love the kill brick. So essentially, up some more. Once this waver goes down, the goes down, the machine gun goes down. Now he flares this other waver, and that is being used to clear that symbol. So then, what happens after that is how we rush. So I'll show 2 rushes. So this one is Ray. He is in Angry G-Vibe as well. So he uses 2 grinds to clear these waivers and the Simo. No, my house smells so good. So I'm right before the stream, or like an hour or so before the stream, I put a pork butt in the fridge. So my house is now starting to smell like some delicious pork mix. Hopefully I have time to check on the pork during the stream. Alright, so now he landed some Zukas, and you can see he'll also attempt to rush the core. So he knew that he wasn't going to finish the core. So you see how he purposely left the lower core on? So we do that sometimes to do mini rushes. So that the next rusher can have full GB. He clears the core, and So that's actually not the right placement for critters, because they're supposed to be on the actual core. But you can see that he gets more than half of the core down just by doing this mini rush. So we typically will shock these machine guns by core, and that also includes some of these defensives here. And then the lasers, any lasers that we see that reach. And then all of these rocket launchers you see, you don't shock them. You just use crits on the core to protect against bazookas. So it's a really cool strategy. I think E8 and Tony, both of them kind of created that in Turtles. We used to actually rush from 11 o'clock, and that was a pain in the behind. Alright, so I'll show the end of this hit as well. This is from Iman. Iman has been a great player in Monkey. He's also in Angry Lions, with 25-man Forlorn Hope. So he'll finish this off with Wayne. So, once you get the lower core down, you flare back so Brick doesn't get too far ahead. So we actually purposely got Brick into the wire a little bit. Then you smoke. And then you put a critter into the smoke for your kill zone. And this will allow Brick to stay alive while Simmos are shooting at your critter. And then critters on core, critters on car. So I guess Iman likes to use the double critters. So that was kind of like an old strategy as well. That allows for kind of easier and more controlled from the rocket launchers, so you don't have to throw critters as fast. But that's kind of typically the strategy for winning core rush. You usually try and go for 2 cores in 1 hit. So awesome hit by all our players. Fun, Superstar, Zill, FZ on the spine. This was FZ's first hit back from a very, very long break. So this was really awesome. He came up with this strategy. And actually got quite a lot accomplished. I would say the ground placement and stuff that wasn't the best, but I will show his hacking, because the hacking was absolutely good. Alright, so he hacks the shock launcher and then he flares up. A nice little get move. He kind of creeps by a little bit. And double hack. No GG. But awesome hit from FC. Really awesome hacks, especially for first hit back on a high level op. Alright. That's enough wind. Fine. And how about Trinity? Let's do Trinity. So Trinity, I'll show Lannister's hit. So this is kind of a cool new strategy that we figured out recently. I would say in the last like 4 months or so. What's up, Brad? So here you can see that somebody's already hit. Somebody's cleared some of the rack launchers in terms of that range so that Zukas can be up down. But then you can also see Simmos still up on this left side, right? The one thing about Trinity is these Simmos left side here are a pain in the butt. because they kill you on block. They range the entire way on the left side. So what we typically like to do, especially when it's high health, we typically like to try to clear a couple of signals. So it's just a matter of like how and when. So you can see now, Lannister is trying to kill some of this right core. So, like I think typically like when you go on the left core, 5/5 can maybe do max like 12 million if all the symbols, shock blaster and grappler are up, which can usually end up being quite a bit of hits. So sometimes we'll have like 28 percent. Now you can see Lannister is clearing across each here. Goes and cleared around this the building house, and he clears the symbol. Here's on this side. But if you at least cleared one symbol, right? So now we at least have girls that can outrange signals. The only thing now that shoots at a grappler, the grappler. The grappler is much slower than signals, so that means he can do millions more damage from the next hit. So that's kind of like what we like to do for Trinity. Like 2 hits to clear right core, 2 hits to clear left core, depending on health. Alright, that's Trinity. Ooh, this is the op that I have lots of breezies on. It'll be fun. Alright, so you guys in the mood for some breezies? Let's show my breezy on red line. You can see I full boosted my GBE. And I was like, I'm gonna go do some hacking. I personally was against free side on this base. I wanted to clear. And I knew there wasn't enough to, well, you guys will see. Let's just say I voted for not free snipe on this base. So Sparky White walks up all nice. I didn't clear mine, which is stupid. And then that critter made everything go wrong. And I'm dead. And guess what? Mother effers don't even go down for one double attack. So I'm like, screw it, and I just farted. We gotta breathe. But it was all good. Alright, let's show another. I think Null wanted me to show his kit on. Fine. Alright, so I know that like this one's kind of like this stream is kind of painful because I'm going through a lot of strategies, but I do want the strategies to be out there because there's teams that are starting to do 25-man DXs again, and as we have new HQ upgrades, I think there's going to be more and more duplexity so, oh no. Okay, so you can see that the sniper's already marked. We're trying to double hack here with snipers that are already marked. Oh no! So he tries to get out of range of this one now. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no. Oh no. We tried to double and there's nothing to kill these things. Dang. Alright, so he had an accidental hack on the sniper tower. Then he didn't have enough damage to kill the rocket launchers. And now he's trying to part this rocket launcher down. But what he doesn't realize is that he's still in range of another rocket launcher while he's loading troops. Oh snap. Oh man. Oh man. We got uncnown Breezy. Alright. So yeah. Know's a very good hacker. I think he was just not paying attention on that. So alright. Last got Mr. Kuda. Kuda wanted us to show his red line Breezy. So here, we'll assume 53%, right? Alright, so let's see what happens. So you lose some girls already. None. The critter's in range. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Poor Kuda. Oh, that's brutal. They were right in line with the Azukas. We got a Breezy. Heart bomb. Energy on. Alright, last but not least on this top, I think we got a. Nope, not this one. Okay. I think on this top, I wanted to show you guys Runway. And also guys to show you guys some Deja hits as well, so you guys can understand what Deja looks like. No, JR, I would never do that to you. Alright, so this is was a pretty good hit. So the cores are 2.65 million. So I would say runway rushes are pretty difficult to learn initially, just because a lot of the shocks kind of are hard, and it's hard to like see the shocks at first. But after a while, you kind of get a little bit used to it. It's just a matter of finding the good spots and figuring out kind of which side to rush on. So for this one, there's no boom surprises on the right. So we rushed from kind of a hole. I like rushing from holes. You can see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots. Did them safe because the Doom Cannon reaches, mortars reach. boom snipers reach, but that was a 2.65 million core, left 49k on that. So beast hit on Runway Rush. Actually, I think I'll show you this. Yep. So you can also show Rita. Rita is actually a very, very good runway rusher. So let's see how she does on runway. So for those of you guys tuning in, I'm kind of this is like not like a, oh, let's just talk crap stream and have fun and whatever, right? So it's like, if you have questions on like hits and stuff like that, then feel free to ask. I want to make sure that people start kind of getting used to the strategies and things like that. So boom, down goes Runway. Plenty of GBE and Zuka's left, and so now she's just clearing this to fart down this core right here. So double core finish for Rita. Very nicely done. So that's kind of runway strategies. Ooh, I have some fun breezy hits later. Show, I think, some harmony hits. You guys can see rushes, and then I'll also show some Deja. So why don't I do Deja first? So this is what Deja typically looks like. So this is what Deja typically looks like. Usually you clear right core from this waiver right here, this line. Typically you'll BART these rocket launchers. And then we call it Spexy Walk when you go kind of up between these waivers to hit the left core, or sometimes we'll also clear bottom left and the core. So it kind of just depends on the layout for which strategy we use. I think this top to be cleared bottom left. So let me show Zill's hit. I'm actually really happy that Zill is on the base, back on monkey. So let's see. Actually, I think on this one he did an excellent escape the rocket launcher type. Yep. Yeah. So essentially, you just want to get to core. And at some point, you clear the core, and then you use your leftover GB to BART these rocket launchers, clear mines, etc. And for right core on Deja, I'm going to show this one. So this was actually this kind of like a where not to flare type hit. But it's important for people to learn this one as well, because we've had a lot of people make this mistake. So like I said, you kind of want to flare this line like of the waiver, and you can see like he flared like way too low, right? And he also pressed battle orders right out of smoke. So one of the things that you want to learn to never ever do is press battle orders while like coming out of smoke. Like when the Zukas are still walking or whatever, so then your spread is full, and that goes for like forlorn bases too. So I was just a couple like minor errors and stuff that made it where he didn't get his score down. Alright, so let's get some fun hits on Harmony. So Gap, okay, so we got a bit of a breezy hit to show you guys for Harmony. So for Harmony rushes, the left one is pretty easy. Left one, you just eat a bunch of cells, and then it's kind of complicated to keep Brick alive, but once you learn how to keep that alive, then the hit's pretty easy. On the right side, it's kind of a pain because you have this waiver, and you have the simmos. You have to figure out how to like keep Brick alive and not get wavered. So typically I think the flare points here were excellent. Gas are just needed to smoke the kill zone faster. So that way he's not sitting under smoke under the waiver, under one waiver shack for too long. And then nails the shocks, nails the critters. Forget this one. We got our Breezy. Aw, I didn't even like fart the Simo. Come on, I would have farted the Simo. Alright, so let's see Gab actually beast on this hit after. So Gab is doing the 2 smoke landers. The land brick to the left for a few votes, so that was textbook perfect. That's how he gets his girls to walk in a pretty straight line, which I can never. And then crits a little early, or nothing to hold them. Okay, so crits there. That's to essentially protect Brick from dying from the Simo. And he was able to get like 1.5 million or so. So very nice hit, even losing delay from the crits. So very nice job from Miguel. Okay, so I am tired of talking and tired of one more. I have one more brief comment for you. So I'm tired of talking a little bit, but I'm going to start showing you guys some fun remote hacks. So I have 2 remote hack ops now, right? So essentially, like the ops are pretty much over as soon as we roll them, which is kind of cool to see because people are going in and wanting to have fun with remote hacks. But remote hacks are like lifesaver on like DX ops, right? Because you guys have already seen like so many hacking hits. There's some that are like flash shock rushes, right? So we're able to do quite a bit with remote hack, and I think if we had tried, we probably would have gotten the last 2 remote hack ops down in like 25 or under. And actually, I was watching the leaderboard for the 25 man. So there was like 8 teams or so that did DUPLEXITY in 25 man. And I think like 3 or 4 teams actually finished them, and then the other team just like got like major force points. So there's been some leaderboard shifts already just in the last like day. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, he accidentally flared the empty space. Oh man. Alright, so I'm gonna show this again, just because he also breezied on keeping Brick alive. So there's a way that you can keep Brick alive to go up to top shield gems. Up to that point. So this cell right here, we call the anchor cell. So you want to flare by the anchor cell. So let's see what happens to him over here. Firstly, I think that flare is a little bit off the wall, so that's a little bit of an issue there. And this flare right here is really important that it's like right on the wall. No matter what happens, it's got to be right up against the wall. So that was his issue there. But it's actually not that hard to not lose brick as long as that flare is against the wall. All right. Poor Ash. All right. So I actually need to check on my port a little bit. So I am going to just show random remote hack ops, oppets. So let's see. Fun one. Show Zill on spine. Remote hack. I think he's like one to be overall. Very good. So he had lots of fun this remote hack off. Doing some like remote hack hits. Got way there, but that's now he's gonna clear the beach. Beach. This gunboat ability. I'm gonna miss it so much. I like basically like I log in and I'm like, Ops dead, and then it'll take like 20 hits, and we can do it all on the same. So for those of you guys who are interested in DUPLEXITY, I am opening up monkeys today for people to hop in and hit with us on the last remote hack off. I think that'll be awesome to build some interest in DUPLEXITY. We're also planning on doing kind of DUPLEXITY practice ops in the future. So be on the lookout for that, guys, because we basically open up either a 25 or a 50-minute task force. And we'll have some coaches. You'll have me, you'll have Kanal, you'll have Vicky, and we're gonna just teach DUPLEXITY. So whatever hits you guys want to practice on, if you guys want to learn DX for the first time or hit DX for the first time, open to people of all levels, training task force, all the way up to leaderboard. Essentially, just my way of like trying to give back to him a little bit, because I think DUPLEXITY is kind of where we're headed towards. So, I am actually going to end the stream with this hit, and I forced HR to do this hit, so I want to showcase if you can get awesome at it. And then we'll end the stream with also. Alright, so these shield gems were 340k. So, like, just barely able to get it down to 6-4. In terms of, like, if you have, like, the most up-to-date group damage and how to say. So, this is HR, leader of Starfish, also a G5. Has never hit DX before. So I walked him through this hit, and this is the result. Yeah, HR is just in time for his hit. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots. 1 shot SG, 1 shot SG. Realizes he doesn't have battle orders. And where's that last SG? And boom. Again, never hit DX before. That hit alone was better than the first 10 times I did that. So, don't be scared. Can't think that bad. Everyone thinks it's bad, but it ain't that bad. So, you gotta find, like, hits that you're good at on forward. So, for example, like, HR is like, oh, I love, like, SG rushes. So I was like, alright, great, do a wing hit. Wing SG is just like humble body action. A lot of our hacking hits are kind of like, I don't know, hacking hits. So, don't be scared to see it. Dead. And then I'll end the stream with it's super Breezy. This guy sent me. Mark watching the show, his Breezy on wing. So I think this one had like probably 300 or 400 k left. So Mark had never actually doesn't really refresh. He's pretty new. He's a 4-line hook hitter. Oh no! It's the half pot. Oh no! He gonna Breezy. Fart bomb. Oh, that was a weak fart. There we go. That'll go better. Alright. I think I got all the hits. Let me check one more time. Yeah. That's on fine. So we'll have Yancy be the last hit on the screen so I can go deal with my dinner and pork. So I'm like trying to roast the pork right now, and then I actually have to like pork wraps, and then like actually make them enchiladas, so it's a little complicated. So Yancy has remote hack waivers, the bin can. Comes over. going to clear right foot. So 2 shots, 3 shots. Boom. It's all the right core stuff. Clears up. Starts spiking the right core. Very, very nice hit from Yanti. Nice hit to end on. So thank you guys all for joining. Keep in like the loop of like what we're trying to do for all the DX stuff. So we'll show some more DX streams. Wish us luck on our perfect force points run. 2 or 3 more ups. Do it. And then I think we're gonna try and do some practice ups. So I think the first one will probably be January 25th. Open to again anybody, all the training team members, etc. Even the board members. Probably do like a 50-minute for the first one. If you guys want to bring like multiple accounts, you guys can. And then we'll have coaches that'll walk you through all the strategies and all the kind of like hits and flare points. So we'll draw all of that for you, like how it is for normal kind of leaderboard. So for normal training. So thank you guys all for joining. Hope you guys have learned a little bit and you guys for the next DX stream. Bye.